So I was teaching a concealed carry class the other day. We were talking about cleaning guns. And a guy asked me, he said, I've had this gun for years. And he said, the magazine just, sometimes it won't feed the last round or two because it just sounds gritty. Like it sounds like it's got sand in it. And he asked me, he said, how do you clean a magazine? And not every magazine is made this way, but the vast majority of pistol magazines. This is a Taurus. This is a Ruger. This is a Smith & Wesson, okay? The vast majority of pistol magazines, your normal cleaning is just to kind of wipe your follower here, wipe the outside of your body with oil, and be done, okay? That's your standard cleaning. But if your magazine sounds gritty or is not working properly, you need to do what's called a deep cleaning. And a deep cleaning requires taking the magazine apart. And all of your standard magazines, for the most part, there will be a few exceptions. I'm trying to think of the one I did recently. I had one, it was a rifle magazine. A Savage 110 rifle magazine doesn't work this way. 1911 magazines don't all work this way. Some of them are made a little differently. But most of your semi-automatic single and double stack pistols, they're going to have some kind of button. So if you look, you'll see this little hole in the middle of this magazine. Right here, there's a hole, okay? On the Rugers, it's a little more obvious. You see this little button, okay? On the Smiths, this M&P Shield magazine, it is a rectangular tab instead of a round button, okay? But they all work the same. You're going to depress this guy, okay? And I'll use an Allen wrench or something that's just slightly blunt, okay? Depress it so that you can start sliding this bottom. And be careful because you got a lot of spring tension here. But you'll see there are these little lips on this metal here. These little lips. And this guy, just the floor plate just slides on those lips, okay? Slide that forward until it pops off. And I'm just going to let that fall. And then out comes all your guts, okay? This is going to be your follower, your spring, your floor plate catch, your floor plate, okay? There's all your parts to a magazine. Boom, 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 boom. And of course the body. So how do we clean the inside of a magazine body? Well, what I like to do is take an oily patch on a cleaning rod and just kind of run it in there, okay? And get some oil into the body of that magazine. And then I'll take a cleaning cloth and I'll start it, especially a double stack magazine where you got a lot of room, and I'll start it. And then I'll use that same rod and I'll shove it out the other end, okay? And that'll get all that excess oil out of that magazine body, okay? Oil the spring, wipe it down with a cloth. Oil the sides of your follower and wipe them down with a cloth. Remember, you don't want to leave anything wet, because if you leave this wet, more stuff is going to get attracted to it. You just want a very light coat of oil, okay? That's it. How do we put a magazine back together? Luckily, because I've seen people do this, they get a magazine apart and they're like, oh crap, I don't know how to put it back together. Magazines are idiot proof. Okay, the follower will only go one way. Okay, so if I try to put it the other way, what you'll see is it won't make it to the top. You can't, it doesn't work. Okay, it only goes one way. Ta-da! Okay, you get that in there. Turn it upside down. Get your base plate back where your base plate holder back where it goes. The trick is you got to depress this bad boy far enough to get this guy started. That's the trick. And if you can do that, okay, voila, slide it into place, make sure that button clicks back where it was when you took it apart, you got a clean magazine, okay? There shouldn't be any gritty sounds or anything like that. So if your magazine sounds gritty, take it apart, you clean it. The M&P mag's the same way. The hard part's going to be that tiny little rectangular slot. Can you find something small enough to depress that? And the answer is I use a skinny Allen wrench because they've got a rounded end. They're not going to mar this. And it's the same thing. Slide this guy off. Out comes all your guts. Clean inside your magazine. Okay? And again, I like to just take, a matter of fact, this one actually needs cleaning because it's kind of gritty. I'll just take, this is the oil I have on hand, Ballistol. I'll take an oily patch and just run it all over the inside of the magazine body. Okay, just really grease this thing up. Okay, ta-da. It came out pretty dirty, actually. And then, like I said before, just take an oily cloth, a soft cloth that you use to wipe your guns down when you oil them. Okay. And I like these yellow cloths. I bought these bright yellow cloths because any dirt that gets on them, I can see. Ta-da! Inside of the body's done. How about the spring? Lay it on a cloth. Lightly spray it with oil. Both sides. Right? Wipe your spring. Okay? And I like to wipe off my follower just with an oily rag. You'll see there's some black on this one. You see a little bit of black on this one from shooting. It's seen a fair amount of action for a compact gun. It's the gun I carry the most often this time of year in the summer. Because I try to carry the biggest gun I can possibly carry. And basically, unless I'm pocket carrying, I've got this or bigger in the summertime. So, okay, we're done. This is oiled and wiped off. The inside of this is oiled. We'll put our follower back in. And again, it's kind of idiot proof because it'll only go one way. And if you try to go the wrong way, it won't go. Okay? Sits up in there nicely like it's supposed to. Put this little guy in place. Oh boy, that just shot across the room. Way across the room. Anyway, so I'm going to go get that and put this thing back together. Do not put this back together without that piece, because this will slide on, but you're begging for this spring to move, and then it'll get all, your follower can get all jammed up. So anyway, I'll go find that thing because it went clear across the room I'm in, and I think I'm going to have to go hunt for it. But anyway, I'll go find that and put it back together. Same with the Taurus magazine. Glock magazines are the same. H&K magazines are the same. Almost all of your modern pistols. You're going to press a little button, slide the floor plate off, voila. Okay? So if you have questions about cleaning magazines, let me know. And maybe one day I'll bring a 1911 magazine and show you those because they're a little different and they're kind of weird. Okay? Have fun. See you around.